What's going on, everybody? And welcome back after a month layover back to College Football Showdown, y'all favorite show on Fridays from Prime Sports World. I'm here back again off of my month and a half hiatus from coaching a championship football team, baby. Gotta give it up to my team, Naperville Saints. I'm here with Christian Senser from the Daily Blitz.blog and Matt James. What is going on, everybody? What's going on, man? I haven't done a show with you two guys for about a month and a half. I was super focused, going all in for the chip, baby. I had to put all the distractions aside.
You had other plans. Congrats.
Absolutely.
Champions. I love it. Being from Naperville, growing up there, congrats. That's
absolutely
awesome.
We were the only team. We were the only team in the whole organization to win a championship, by the way. And there were only two teams. There were only two teams: the 11U gold team and we were the 10U silver team. And we had the most developmental guys. So first and second year guys, and we won the whole silver division against really good teams, probably guys that should have been playing in the first division in the gold level. But we just had a lot of speed. And you know what? I'm gonna treat y'all. Christian, what's going on, man? You look quiet over there. What's going on, my man?
Yeah, man, I'm listening.
You listening? Hey, look.
Listen, I got a question. If this whole analyst thing doesn't work out, you got a spot for me on your staff?
Man, you know what? We about to click together a staff. I just want to look. Hey, look. All I want to say is I'm gonna show the people what it was when it came down to it. Hey, look. I'll show the people what it was.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is look. This is overtime. So by the way, let me tell y'all something, guys. By the way, guys, let me tell y'all something before we go. By the way, we went to overtime, right? Overtime, 0-0. Nobody scored on my defense all playoffs.
Nobody scores ever.
Nobody. Hey, defense wins championships. Let me tell you something. Okay, here goes. Hey, look, here goes the touchdown in overtime. Let me show y'all. Let me show the world something, because I don't think people don't realize, bro, how exciting this was. Here goes our running back. Boom. There goes me in the 10 right there. I'm looking like a coach. And it was
Let's go.
Too. It was packed that day for 10U football. You see how much? You see the crowd? You see the crowd? Look, they were going crazy. And then look, check it out. We got gutsy. We had to go for two, right? Because we all go for two, but we went for the pass. Look at this Ben Johnson special right here.
Oh, here we go.
Cooked up by our coach.
Special.
Cooked up by our coach, Connects.
Ben Johnson.
I love it.
Baby. For the two, baby. We going crazy. We put a lot of pressure on them boys. Hey, by the way, early in the season, we lost to the other Glen Ellen team. We got our revenge back and beat them in the semifinals. Right, beat them in the semifinals to get to the championship. So we actually had to face the other Glen Ellen team, and we beat the whole Glen Ellen program to win the championship.
You learned from the first mistake.
Here goes. Hey, let me tell you something, brother. Here goes the defensive stuff. Before I go, hold on. We gotta go back. I don't know what's going on with your dig. Hold on, we gotta stop right. Beautiful. Hold on, we got.
Oh my! Yo, I got Izzy.
There we go. We got Izzy, Coach Izzy down there, all excited.
Hold on. We gotta go back. We gotta go back because I gotta show y'all what it is. I don't know what was going on with my Facebook here, but hold on. Let me share that screen right quick. Let me blow it up real quick. This is the fourth and goal to win. This is fourth and goal to win the championship. There goes me coaching my defense. Look at it. We got quads left. I'm calling screenplay.
Well, you got a 4-3.
I moved my defensive end over to the other side.
Oh, you did a Texas stunt.
Let's go, baby. We
You're
are rush
teaching
the
these
field to
kids
win
early.
the championship. We're here to win the championship, guys.
You're running stunts early.
Oh, dude, bro. I was super, putting a whole bunch of stuff. I definitely taught these kids early. Yeah, that's how I went. And I'll tell y'all something, man. It was one of the greatest experiences ever, and I had to take a month off just to experience
that's awesome.
that. You know what I mean?
Every time you messaged about it, it was like, all right, thank God you won.
Listen. Look, that got me so motivated. Look what I had to bring out.
Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Big boy helmet's out.
But nah, man. Listen. I couldn't be I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be happier for you. You know, I know how much you love this game. I think a little bit more than me. I mean, you and I talk on the regular about this football. You know, really the both of you. But to see you.
Yeah, the passion level.
Yeah, I thought you were about to jump out there and hit somebody. Is he?
Man, I was every game.
Like,
every game, the coaches
are
like, "What's going on, you?" And them coaches like, "You okay? You all good, man? I'm ready to go play some football."
Yeah,
that's how I was.
You're like, I'm gonna call my boys.
On edge every game, and actually on that play, I was, a Fox call. My Fox calls, I flashed the DN to the flat because I know it's a screenplay.
Oh yeah.
And then I moved my other DN because I had my outside linebacker, my will on the other side, and I had my cornerback because they only had a tight end on that other side. So I had my will watch out for the tight end release, and just in case the quarterback gets out and tries to run, I got my cornerback there to kind of play contain. So the Fox play is for my end, but it was so loud. He couldn't hear me. He couldn't hear the play. He was actually supposed to flash out to the flat. Would have been an easier play. But my linebacker, if you see him, my mic, he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. It's about to be a screen over there.
Be like, top of the program here soon.
Move my defensive end to the other side just in case, just so I don't have a hole there. Yeah, I was in there cooking up. I'll tell you, I know every scenario. And I'll tell you something. I watched 10 hours of film on every team at the 10U level. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways,
just give it a few years and you'll see them on Max Pro's top 10.
They'll be playing for Naperville North, Naperville Central, in about
they'll be the top players
in 5-6 years. Yeah, man, those kids were awesome. Anyways, man, moving on, man. That was a great experience. I just had to share that with everybody.
No, that's awesome. I mean, we loved hearing about it.
Yeah, but yeah, going into the Week 13 headlines, we didn't really have much. In last week, a lot of teams playing. Sanford and the Mother Elizabeth in the School of the Deaf and Blind. I'm just playing. If there was a school like that, don't want to. But they were playing some real cupcake schedules last week, and so there were a couple good games. Oregon upending USC at home, which was one of the better ones of the day last week, as Oregon pretty much punched their ticket into the college football playoff with a 42-27 win. USC was really good. You had 3 touchdowns by Mekhi Lemon, two catching, 1 throwing. Jordan Maeva was looking good, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns. You had Noah Whittington on the other end. He was running the football really well. But at the end of the day, man, Oregon's offense just was just too much for USC in the end. I mean, they scored those 28 quick points in the first half and pretty much only needed a couple more scores. Hey, thoughts on this game, guys?
Yeah. I mean, that's a learning experience as you bring up Indiana. For Oregon, I called them out being one of the best teams in the country earlier in this season, and they're trying to live up to that hype. I mean, Indiana went out and beat them. They smacked them in the mouth, and they kept going at it. USC couldn't do that. I mean, with their, high-powered offense, Oregon, kept their own. And they played Oregon football. So we'll see where they're actually at. I mean, I think they got, Oregon State?
No, they only got.
Or they already played them?
Yeah. They only got Washington this week, and
Washington,
that's
that's
it.
right.
Yeah,
Washington's
yeah,
gonna be tough.
yeah. They played Oregon
So
State early on in the year. They beat them
that's right.
41-7.
I'm used to the Pac-12, Pac-10, all that. But they got Washington and Seattle this week. That'll be a tough one for them. We'll see if they're still there. But they're going to be a tough out in the college football playoff if they still make it.
Christian, thoughts on this game before we move on?
Yeah, Oregon, they're a team. They're balanced, but they really want to set the tone by playing downhill football. They want to run Noah Whittington. They want to establish him. And, I called for this when they play Indiana. I said it to the both of you. I think this is a better offense when they have Kenyon Sadiq going because he's a mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wide receiver stuck in the body of a tight end. They can line him up wide. They can put him in the slot. There's no answer for him. And I think they're gonna have to get him the ball and create a lot of plays for him moving forward. Yeah, but just a overall good performance. Dan had his guys ready to play. USC made it interesting, but it was just too much Oregon at home when it mattered most.
Yep, too much Oregon, and I do agree, man. Kenyon Sadiq is. We talked about him a couple times this year. He's a mismatch problem. He's the new age kind of tight end, right? Kind of started out with well, I can't say kind of started out because godly Aaron Hernandez kind of set the precedent for these type of tight ends, right? Where a big tight end that's fast, that has great route skills, that can line up at wide receiver, line up in the slot. He's too big for the cornerbacks, too fast for the big guys inside at linebacker, and that's exactly what Kenyon Sadiq is. And we've seen these type of tight ends come out. You don't just got the big blocking tight ends anymore. You got the big blocking tight ends that can occasionally make passes. You got this guy, and to be honest, he's a very strong blocker too. And he could set the edge on guys as well. He's a very special talent. He had 2 touchdowns in his game, by the way. So a very special talent in Kenyon Sadiq. Moving on to the next game, Oklahoma pretty much punched their ticket into the college football playoff, essentially with a win over Missouri, and pretty much put the nail in the coffin on Missouri if there wasn't already a nail in the coffin for them. As they win 17-6. This one was a little bit of a closer game than I anticipated. I thought Oklahoma would actually run away with this one, but Missouri kind of stayed afloat a little bit with their defense. But OU was just too much for them. As the game as the game went along, OU's defense is just for real, the real deal. They forced turnovers against Missouri and pretty much just they look like one of the top contenders to possibly win at least one game. I think they'll get a home game. They should get possibly maybe a home game. Maybe. I'm not sure what the rankings are looking like right now. I'd have to look again, but they're looking pretty solid right now.
Yeah, they really are. They're taking after their head coach. And I thought they had kind of maybe rushed John Matea back a little too quickly, but no, he's kind of holding his own. But to me, coming into this game, I was wondering how Oklahoma was going to come out because unfortunately, teams have a tendency to still celebrate big wins from a week before, and they bring that celebration into the next game, and they end up getting rolled over because they went into Tuscaloosa. Excuse me. They go into Tuscaloosa and they beat up. Come away with a 2-point victory on Alabama. And Bryant Denny is a tough place to play, but this is a fast Oklahoma defense. They're physical. They run the ball, and I really like Isaiah Satanga. I think he's one of the best weapons in the country that you don't hear about. He's John Matea's go-to weapon for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I called out Oklahoma in our preseason as being a dark horse. And they've gone way beyond that. Like their defense is phenomenal. Mateer's doing, pulling off everything he can. Missouri, they have a tough defense. They went in to Norman and try to shut them down, but Oklahoma's the real deal now.
Yeah, and so if the
Yeah.
season end of the day, Oklahoma would have a they would have a home game
Like 6 or
against
7.
Notre Dame. Yeah, they'd be the number 8 seed. They'd be going up against Notre Dame. Yeah,
that'd be
so
a good game.
Yeah, that would be a good game. And then obviously the top 4 seeds: Ohio State, Texas A&M, Indiana, Georgia, all with the first round byes. And speaking of teams that may be on the fringe or staying alive, is Texas, the University of Texas, where they're in a game right now against Texas A&M. I believe the game is tied at the moment. But they stayed alive against Arkansas barely. I think they have the slim. They need a lot of help to get in to the college football playoff. They have 3 losses, 3 pretty one good loss against Ohio State. I suppose, but they lost to some unranked. They lost to unranked Florida. They lost to number 5 Georgia, and they didn't look impressive at all against Georgia. And this is pretty much their last hurrah to wow the voters, and then they need some help after that. I don't think this necessarily puts them in at all. They need, like I said, they need a lot of help. If they win against Texas A&M, they won 52-37. Thoughts on Texas in their season? Do you think they can possibly get into the college football playoff? I think their percentage chance is like 3 or 4. It's like less than 5% or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, they need an impressive win tonight.
Yeah, they do. They really do need to win tonight.
I mean, if they only win by 3 points, no. I mean,
Christian.
They have to be impressive tonight.
I mean, they've been a disappointment this year. They came in with all the hype in the world, and if you ask me, I think they've regressed. This is a team that was a game away from the national championship 2 years in a row. Their defense hasn't been a problem. Their defense to me has been the backbone of their entire team. It's the lack of a running game, and how many times did I call for Texas to establish Quintravian Wisener early on? I said this prior to the Ohio State game. Establish Trey. Don't put all this pressure on Arch Manning. Everyone's calling Arch overrated after one game. I mean, come on, it's one game. We still don't know what the kid is capable of doing. I mean, he's shown flashes. The offensive line has been very up and down for Texas, and the offense in general. How can I put this? And I want to say this respectfully. So, when you're elite, you don't go into overtime with Kentucky. Plain and simple. I mean, they played down competition a little too much for my liking. And when I saw that, I would just say to myself, and this is the team that a lot of people, thought would surpass Georgia in the SEC. But I will say this, I do think they beat Texas A&M tonight.
Well, they have an 11% chance. I was a little bit down on them. I think it was a 6 point. They have like a 6 or 5% chance, 5 to 6% chance to win, to get in if they lose tonight. But they would need a whole bunch of wins. Even with the 11% chance, they're gonna need Notre Dame to lose against Stanford. That's not happening. They're gonna need Auburn to beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl. That's TBD. We know, Auburn has pulled off miracles in the Iron Bowl. Pitt to beat Miami, maybe. Tennessee to beat Vandy, maybe. Ole Miss already beat Mississippi State. I mean, those are pretty much the majority of the teams that they need help from. So that's a pretty uphill battle for them.
Yeah, they need a lot of help.
Yeah, they need a lot of help.
They need a
lot of help.
Miracle.
They definitely need a lot. They definitely need a lot of help. But they did keep their chances alive as they keep winning. But very like I'll say the same thing like Christian said. They've been disappointing. One game away from getting to the national championship with Quinn Ewers. This is supposed to be Arch Manning's year to win the Heisman and do all this. Take them to new levels, and they fell flat this year on their face. and have been a disappointment. Moving on to the CFP rankings for Week 14, and we kind of talked about a few of the teams that have made it so far. At number one, obviously, your top four is Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia. Then you got Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, number 9 Notre Dame, 10 Alabama, 11 BYU. They got a big game against UCF. And then number 12 Miami with a game against Pitt, which there's a lot of Miami faithful. They're pretty much trying to compare. They think they should be higher than Notre Dame. And just because they beat Notre Dame in Week 1, I have this conversation with guys all the time. I'm like, well, Week 1 is kind of like it's kind of like a asterisk. If these two teams kind of met tomorrow, I would actually favor Notre Dame to win that football game just because of the way Jeremiah Love is running the football. Just the way that Carr is playing the position.
I mean, they learned from their lesson.
Yeah, and
Miami
it was
a game and lost by what, 3?
Yeah, well, they've only lost.
Notre Dame's better than them.
It's a total between them and Texas A&M. Notre Dame only lost to both of those guys by 3 points.
Yeah.
It's
a whole different ball game now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different ball game now, and I think the wins at Notre Dame, like we said this last year, right? Notre Dame, after losing to Northern Illinois. Yeah, after losing to Northern Illinois, they had to have blown out every single team they play against, and that's exactly what they have done.
And they're like, "Oh, all right."
That's exactly what Notre Dame has done since they've lost to Miami and Texas A&M. Their schedule, is it favorable to them? Yes, absolutely. But they went against a ranked Pitt team and they blew them out of the water. They went against an Arkansas team, blew them out of the water. They went against Syracuse and put 70 up on them. You know what I mean? Like, they're blowing out teams that they're supposed to be blowing them out. And when I look at Miami, they lost to 2 unranked teams, right? They lost to SMU on the road. They lost to Louisville at home. You know what I mean? Albeit close losses, but they lost to 2 unranked teams. And Notre Dame hasn't lost to unranked teams. So when you put it that way, the best win for Miami is against Notre Dame.
I want to say this about Notre Dame. We could talk about them being undefeated right now because they only lost to Miami by 3, and then they lost to Texas A&M by 1. We're talking about their 2 losses being a combined 4 points.
Yeah. Exactly. And
that's what they did last year. Marcus Freeman learns from that, and he gets things going after it.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to go against Stanford. They're going to play Stanford, and they're probably going to beat Stanford.
They'll blow them out.
Yeah, they'll blow Stanford out. But when you look at those guys, Jeremiah Love is one of the top 5 Heisman candidates. He's getting invited to New York. Jadarian Price, if he played on any other team, he'd be up there at top in rush. He's a sensational runner as well. When you talk about 2 tandem, they're probably the best tandem of running backs in college football right now. So it's along with CJ Carr. CJ Carr. Let's talk about CJ Carr, right?
He's grown.
He's grown tremendously
amongst men.
Yeah, it's night and day. Wouldn't you agree, Christian? From the beginning of the season, CJ Carr, they didn't open the playbook.
He was like a little tiny boy, and now he's a man.
Now he's a grown man. It's like they put him out in the wilderness, and then they're like, okay, now go kill an animal and come back with fur, and be come back with a bunch of meat and get kill the biggest beast. And he's actually killed.
He's got razorbacks. He's got
he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal.
He's definitely climbed that ladder, and most importantly, they're catering to the skill set. If they know he can throw it from the pocket, he can move within the pocket. They're gonna let him operate pocket. You can't let these guys. You can't coach these guys to jump out their box. You can't. You want them to do as a head coach. You got to let them spread their wings, and you got to let them learn on their own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. I agree. And I mean, when it comes, and then obviously, man, their defense is excellent moving around the field. I mean, you might see a scenario where, you'll see probably Notre Dame and Ohio State maybe in the semifinal,
No,
or the
that's gonna be a
final.
good game again.
That's going to be an excellent
I
game.
mean, I've
So
never been, a Notre Dame fan, but this team is fun to watch.
they are
I'll
fun to
throw it
watch.
on here and there, and they're a good team. They're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch, and then
I
also
will admit to it.
the 12 team out of the out of the Power Four would be Tulane. So they got a big game. All they got to do is I
Yeah,
think they got
they'll
to
beat
beat
them,
Charlotte
but
and then
that's a warm
play
up.
in the ACC. Yeah, playing the AAC title game. I think they're setting up to probably play Memphis or whoever the hell in the AAC. But yeah, Tulane is a player in the college football playoff. To be invited into there, and then you got other teams on the outside looking in. I mean, Utah, they handled Kansas today, and then obviously Vanderbilt with a huge game tomorrow at Rocky Top. That one's a huge game. We'll get into that one, and then obviously the big one. We'll talk about that one, and let's just get into it. Let's just get into the games to watch for the week. We talked a little bit about Miami going into number 22 Pitt. Thoughts on this game? Miami, in my opinion, Miami should win this game. They have to win this game. Thoughts on this, Christian? I'll go with you first.
Yeah, I think this is a must win. Miami, here we were at the beginning of the year talking about, the U was back and this and that. And then they regressed, unfortunately, losing to Louisville. Who else did they lose to again?
They lost to SMU on the road.
Yeah, you talk about those two bad unranked losses. And I think it wasn't a matter of if this was going to happen, but when was that quote unquote crystal ball moment going to happen? Because his teams unfortunately dropped the ball when it matters most. I do like Miami to win this one. Pittsburgh showed some fight the other day against Georgia Tech. I got to give them that. Did a really good job of kind of keeping Georgia Tech's offense in front of them, containing Haynes King, daring him to beat you from the pocket, setting the edge. But I like Miami to get this game. I don't know if Pittsburgh has an answer for Malachi Tony. I think he's the most explosive player on the field, and they got to get Mark Daniels going. They can get him going, and if good Carson Beck shows up, Miami wins this game.
Absolutely. Matt.
This is a tough one. I mean, Pittsburgh's been playing well, but I'm going to take Miami. I mean, they have more talent, and they're more desperate than Pittsburgh is.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head, man. Malachi Tony's a matchup problem. And like you said, who are you going to see? Which Carson Beck are you going to see? This is a big game for Mario Cristobal. Obviously, you got to win this game to be in that CFP. I am not sure what the ACC standings are looking like, but I'm pretty sure that Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh wins this matchup, I think they get into the ACC title game. But if they lose this matchup, I think there's a tie. I think there might be a tie with like Georgia Tech, them and Miami. And I believe so. I'm not sure if Miami gets in. It might be SMU, Virginia. Not sure. But either way, I think Miami should should win this game and get in as an at-large bid. If anything, moving on to the next game, we got number 6 Oregon going into Seattle, Washington to play the Washington Huskies, and obviously Oregon is favored in this game. They pretty much stamped their ticket to the CFP with a win last week against USC. It's always competitive when these two teams play. It's a 6.5 point spread for these guys. I mean, Washington's a tough team. Thoughts on this game, Christian? Go first.
Oh man, when I look at this matchup, when I look at Oregon, they want to set the tone by running the football. They wanna beat you up front. They have weapons galore. I mean, what's that? The Corey and Moore. He's one guy you got to watch for. Benson, he's another. Malik Benson, he's one you got to watch out for. I think he's the most versatile offensive weapon. But to me, this offense starts with and it ends with Kenyon Sadiq. He's that mismatch. He's a wide receiver stuck in the body of a tight end. Washington, they would want nothing more than to really burst the bubble of the Oregon Ducks, but I don't see it happening. I like Oregon in this one. I just think across the board, they're a little more stacked.
Yeah. And this, like I said, this is a big game for Oregon, man. Like they really have to win this game, obviously, with everybody else, on the heels. This game has some serious implications. You lose this game, and there's your percentage drops, to probably I think about like 40% or something like that, of them 40 to 50%, which I still think Oregon still has a tough, schedule, but it sucks. We always say it sucks to lose late. You don't want to be that team losing late to an unranked team. Matt.
I'm tempted to pick Washington in this one as an upset. They're going to go in there protecting their home. They're a tough team, but Oregon needs to play like they're in the playoff right now and wants to win the championship. I think they will, but this is going to be a fun one to watch. Defense versus, the ground game. And I think Oregon pulls away late in the game, wearing down Washington's defense, but it'll be a one-score game.
Yeah, definitely a one-score game going into that one. Next game we got on the slate, we have the number 14 Vanderbilt Commodores going into Rocky Top to face number 19 Tennessee. And this one is, some serious playoff implications, possibly for both teams, definitely for Vanderbilt. If they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they really need to win this football game against Tennessee. Right now, Tennessee is favored late. This is a Heisman moment for Diego Pavia, right, guys? He's right there on the cusp. He's got his team right there, just on the outside looking into the CFP. They win this game on the road late in Tennessee. That looks really good when it comes down to the voters. And also it looks really good to the voters for the Heisman race as well for Diego Pavia. Thoughts on this game, guys?
Go for it.
No, go ahead, Matt.
You sure?
Yeah.
Diego, he's been impressive. Over the last couple of years, he's been fun to watch. He's just improved and helped this program out like no other. Vanderbilt would never be here without him. At number 14, like, holy shit. Jay Cutler couldn't even do that. But I'm going to take Rocky Top at home. And, another close one. Aguilar and Brazel, they just have, more weapons than Vanderbilt does. Give me Tennessee in another, one-score game.
Yeah. Chris Brazel, as you brought up, man, he's a mismatch problem. 926 yards on the year, 8 touchdowns. Clearly, probably going to go. He's a big wide receiver, fast wide receiver, big play wide receiver. 16 and a half per catch. And then they also got Deshaun Bishop, who is
they got
hell
Bishop
of a running
too.
back. Yeah, a hell of a running back. Very fast. 12 touchdowns on the year.
He
like
likes
you said, Joey Aguilar has played really well all season long for them, completing 67% of his passes. And then obviously on the other side, Diego Pavia is just the one-man show, right? He leads them in passing, obviously. He leads them in rushing. He's got over 30 plus touchdowns overall. This is going to be – this got some stars in this game tomorrow.
I'm going to give my flowers to Pavia, on his career at Vanderbilt right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats, buddy. You've done well.
Yeah. This is such an intriguing quarterback matchup. Diego Pavia in one corner You got Joey Aguilar in the other corner, and I think Joey is better than what Nico Iamaleava was at this point last year. I just thought he's more of a natural and a better fit for what it is that Josh Heupel wants to run and not.
Yeah.
I'm with Matt. I'm gonna go Tennessee here. I think they're gonna be up and ready for this. It's a rivalry game. You have one of the more electrifying players in the country coming into your house. Yeah, I think Rocky Top gets this win.
You're going to Neyland, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have obviously, man, Tennessee is very talented. They got a trio of wide receivers with Matthews, with Staley, with Brazil, real mismatch problem. And then defensively, I mean, they got, some guys that can really get after it defensively. Especially their front seven. They got one of the best front sevens in the SEC. So it's going to be a little hard for Diego to kind of, get off running. I'm actually going to go Vanderbilt, though, man. I think Diego's going to capture the Heisman moment, go into Rocky Top and put on a show in the mid-afternoon window for Vanderbilt. Give me Vandy by a field goal. I think this game, this game is going to go down to the wire, but I mean, I like Diego to kind of get them into field goal range to win it at the buzzer. And I mean, man, his Heisman chances go up after this one, depending on, Fernando Mendoza, who I think has pretty much locked in the Heisman at this point. But I mean, Diego Pavia is, going to be racking up those votes with a big win there this week. So give me Vanderbilt to win this game. And then the next game we have, next two games are pretty classic, really just excellent rivalries here towards the end of the season. And we have the infamous Iron Bowl game. This one takes a little wind out of sails because, Auburn isn't as great or isn't as good this year, but you got number 10 Alabama going into Jordan-Hare Stadium to face Auburn, as this was a big game for Alabama, right? You have to win this football game. I know how tough it is, how tough this rivalry has been in this year, but I mean, this is going to be a hell of a football game for fans to watch. I can't wait to watch this one. Christian, I'll go with you first. I know that, I just remember, the big, win like a long time ago. I forget what the damn player's name was. Name's mistaken me, but the field goal where he returns it back for the touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I remember we were hanging up the tree at that point.
I mean, I just the Iron Bowl has just always been an excellent matchup for both teams. Hard hitting, nasty, smash mouth football here. It's in the state of Alabama. This is for bragging rights here.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Alabama dropped the ball against Oklahoma. They just couldn't get it going. Yeah, they bounced back last week. And, this is another one where they got to kind of keep their head on a swivel. Like, to me, this is a trap game. And it seems like Auburn tough at Jordan-Hare. Like, that just always seems to be the scenario whenever these two play. I'm going to take Alabama by 4. I say 24-20. It comes down to the fourth quarter. And I just think Ty Simpson, he's going to make one more play when it matters most over Jackson.
All right.
Matt.
Get your toilet paper ready. I'm going Auburn.
Really?
With an upset.
Woo! Oh, my God.
They played, teams tough, earlier in the season. This is a rival. I mean, fuck it. I'm taking Auburn.
Yeah, in
the ground game, keep it low and slow.
Low and slow. And if I'm not mistaken, what they call that one, Christian? They call that the kick six with Chris Davis.
Oh, the kick six.
Kick six. Yeah, the kick six. That was back in what?
I was decorating the tree and saw that. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, back in 2013.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Back in 2013, number 4 beating number 1 Alabama. But anyways, yeah, I don't know if Auburn is gonna. I mean, there's been some mythical things, happening, in Auburn. But I think Alabama's just too good this year. I think Auburn just doesn't have enough. They've been banged up all season. Jackson Arnold, his guy's been banged up. I'm not even sure if he's even rolling out to play this one. I'd have to check and see what his status is. But either way, it doesn't matter. I think Alabama knows the situation. They know what they need to do, and I think they come out with a big win. Against Alabama, against Auburn. So we'll see how that one goes on game day. But I definitely have Alabama winning that football game. And I think in the last 10 meetings, Alabama has definitely had the better end of these matchups. I believe last year though, Auburn did win that game. What 28? What was it? 28-14. Auburn's won.
So.
Yeah, Auburn has Auburn, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, what was it? Auburn lost. Auburn lost to Alabama 28-14. Last time Auburn's won that game was 2019 when they won 45-48. But in the last 10 matchups, Alabama has won 8 of them against Auburn.
Yeah, Nick Saban.
absolutely the last and in that game that they lost it was Bo Nix was when Bo Nix was still playing for Alabama. The last game that they lost,
that's right.
It was Mac Jones versus Bo Nix in that game. And that's when you had the trio of wide receivers. You had Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle. Alabama was just stacked that season. And Auburn won 48-45. Yeah, absolutely. And I believe it was Henry Ruggs. You had Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs. You had Najee Harris on that team. They were stacked. Jerry Jeudy was on that team. Christian, come on. These are all superstars, man. They're all playing on Sundays right now. You know what I mean? Like
not Henry.
Bo Nix, and then Bo Nix transferred over to what was he? This is when the Bo Nix hype was real with Auburn.
Yeah,
then the next year, he was the next couple of years he was like injured, didn't really play well. Then transferred over to Oregon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
I think the best thing for Bo Nix at that time was getting out of the SEC, because either you're cut for it or you're not. And look, he thrived when he was at Oregon under Dan Lanning.
Yeah, he got out of
absolutely. Absolutely.
Even Oregon has pressure, but it's not SEC pressure.
Oh no, it's definitely not SEC pressure. Definitely not SEC pressure. And then we saved the best for last. And we have the big one in the big house in Ann Arbor with number 1 Ohio State going against number 15 Michigan. And this one is the most heated rivalry of all the rivalries in college football. And as Ohio State comes in number 1 ranked for I don't know how many times they've come in to this matchup at the end of the year, number 1 ranked, going against the young freshman Bryce Underwood and that Michigan team. Golly, coming in, Ohio State's coming in with lots of star power on their side. But I will go with Christian first. I kind of know what's coming here.
Is he?
Here. Yes. Here we go.
Matt, you ain't done it in a while. Let's see if we still got it.
Let's go, buddy.
On my count. 1, 2,
3.
Shameless plug.
Number
1.
Baby. Listen, Ohio State comes in with all the pressure on their shoulders right now. They have lost the last 4 meetings. And to be real with you, last year's, I think, was the most embarrassing because you were a 20-point favorite and you got punched in the mouth. You rolled over. But I got to give Michigan a lot of credit because I love what their defense did. I remember telling Izzy this after the game. Michigan baited Ohio State into running in between the tackles. And what did Michigan do? They closed those lanes up. They put the game in the hands of Will Howard at the time, and he couldn't beat them because that defensive line was just ready for whatever was
went to work.
Yeah. Now, look, Ohio State, they've been on cruise control this year. I mean, they have dominated on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they're not as strong running the ball as they were last year. But Bo Jackson, he can, when he has a little bit of space and a little bit of grass in front of him and a little bit of light, he can hit those lanes, plain and simple. But this passing attack, and I know we mentioned CJ Carr at the beginning of the show with Notre Dame, but let's give Julian Saying that same love, because he's climbed the ladder week in and week out, and don't be surprised if he ends up getting that invite out by me in New York. But this defense has really set the tone. I get 2021 Georgia flashes when I watch them, because they make you think that you have a chance, and then they punch you in the mouth. And then Michigan, you've seen flashes, but this is still a team that wants to run the football, and they're going to play really good defense. So there are two things that I'm watching with this game. On the Ohio State side, they have to start quickly, because these last couple of times they played, they have started quickly. They've shot themselves in the foot, and most importantly, Michigan would take control of the wheel when they didn't start quickly. And for Michigan, on the Michigan side, they have to score in the red zone. To me, this is what's going to determine the entire outcome of the football game. Michigan scores on 78% of their drives in the red zone. In Ohio State, they're the best red zone defense in the country. It's going to be running the football. And can Michigan get pressure on Julian Saying? That's where this game, I think, is also going to be won. In the trenches. I preview this one tomorrow. This is the Duke in North Carolina of college football, and I'm always to preview it.
Always. And when it comes to this game, like I said, I think if Michigan wins another game, if a fifth in a row against Ohio State and against Ryan Day, Ohio State faithful, even though he won a national championship last year, they will be calling for his job again, and he's going to have to win another national, because it's just like Bears-Packers. The main thing is to beat the Bears or the Packers, or the Bears to beat the Packers, or the Packers to beat the Bears. So, as a head coach, like Lovey said, my main objective is to beat the Packers and then
number
win
one
the
goal
NFC North title. And the
sir.
number one goal is Ohio State. Don't matter how the win is, and for Michigan, don't matter what the win-loss is, you have to beat your rival. And if you go 5 straight losses against Michigan, I think Ryan Day might be out of there, Christian. I think that they are fed up with them losing to Michigan. And a fifth one would just be the boiling tip point, because how the hell can't you beat our rival when you're the number one team? You were favored 20 points last year. You're favored, I don't even know how many points you're favored this one. You're favored, what was it? What's the favorite? What are they favored? They're favored 9.5 points, which is a lot lower than last year. Holy shit.
9.5. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I think the key to this game, though, honestly, is time of possession and running the football. They're built to do it. They're built. Michigan is built to do it. Justice Haynes, Bryce Underwood, they're built to do it. If Donovan McCulley can make some big catches for them, they got some young guys, some young talent, at the wide receiver position, or what have you. I mean, Michigan's coming in there. They've won, their last, five in a row, after losing to, USC in early October. The loss before that was against Oklahoma on the road, which is a tough loss. So, I mean, like I said, man, this is going to be a tough task. Michigan's had when you look at their schedule, it's been pretty weak. They've had the weaker schedule of the two. I mean, but I think both of them have had a weak schedule, and This is just the culmination of like who's better, right? Obviously, we think Ohio State's better. We already know how Caleb Downs gets down. We already know, how that defense is. You brought up that defense. We already know what they bring offensively. But you gotta prove it. You got to go out there and win. And I honestly think that Michigan, Sharon Moore, they know the blueprint on how to beat a Ryan Day team. Give me Michigan as my upset of the week to win this football game. Give me Michigan for a 5th win, and Ryan Day. I had to pick Michigan, right? Because I just don't like Ohio State. So even though I'm a Notre Dame fan, I don't like Ohio State for some
You're
reason.
going against them.
I just hope they lose
Right
every
away.
game to Michigan moving forward. But give me Michigan because I just think they have the blueprint. I think they have what it takes. I think Sharon Moore he knows how to coach this game. He knows the blueprint on how to beat Ryan Day's defense. And that's time of possession. Last year he did it with Alex Orji, right? And he did it with the running backs there, right? And this year he's going to do the same damn thing. He's going to run it with Justin Saints. He's going to run it with Bryce Underwood. He's going to make a couple passes to move the needle. They were last year. They were what 50% on they converted 50% of their third downs last year in the game. That was big time, and they chewed up a bunch of the clock. And they played great defense against Will. What's his name? What was his name last year?
Will Howard.
Will Howard, my bad. I'm sorry. I was going to say Will Levis, but Will Howard. Thanks, Christian. So against Julian Sand, he's a very accurate player. He's got pretty much the same wide receivers as last year. You know what I mean? But here we go. Let's go, Michigan. Matt James.
All right. Let me ask you guys something real quick. Who holds and what rival is the oldest trophy in college football?
Oh, it's got to be this one.
No.
No, which one is it? Is it Stanford, Notre Dame?
Nope.
Stanford, was it Notre Dame, Michigan?
Nope.
Which one is it?
It's the one that you didn't put on here, and it's, a big-time rival that's playing tonight.
Is it Arizona State?
Yes, sir. Territorial
Oh,
Cup.
well.
How is that not on here?
Well, Matt, you got to understand. You got to understand. Oh, okay. We'll talk about it. We'll talk. We'll talk about it.
First 20 for the Big 12, possibly.
Listen. This was Saturday games, Matt. Saturday games, Matt. Because we're already in Fridays.
Right, I'll give
late.
you that.
You got to give me a break here. I didn't put no Friday. If you notice, right, Christian? You notice all these are Saturday games.
Yeah.
Actually, it's all Saturday.
It's all Saturday games. All Saturday games. Before you jumping on my throat, all Saturday games.
I had to give a trivial question. To the
I didn't know that was the oldest trophy. Damn, they've been playing that long, huh? 1899. That trophy got a lot of dust on it.
Normal versus U of A. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, Matt, but I took
You're good, buddy.
I took U of A, and I like.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, oh shit, I should bring that up because I know you're going with U of A.
I love Noah Fafita. I think he's an excellent quarterback. He's just little. If Noah Fafita was 4 inches, if Noah Fafita was 4 inches taller, he'd be one of the top quarterbacks picks in next year's draft. If he was not 5'11" and he was 6'3", 6'4", he'd be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Because he's small, he won't get picked in the draft
like that though.
No, really, but he's just smart. He's just smart. He just has he has a great feel for the game. Is Sam Levitt playing in that game?
No, he's out for the season.
Yeah, it's over with. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother, but you're gonna pop out the transfer from Georgia.
Yeah, the kid
that's gonna run a million times at quarterback.
With what's his name? Who's been playing? He's been playing well too.
Well, who do you got? Michigan, Ohio State.
I got Michigan at home.
You got Michigan to win at home.
Yes. Do your thing. You know how to beat Ohio State. Run the ball. Keep the turnovers on your side. Keep the crowd in it. Michigan. Fuck Ohio State.
My God.
Give me Michigan.
Heisman rankings, we talked about them already. Fernando Mendoza has pretty much locked it up. I anticipate a blowout of Purdue tomorrow. And then I believe, Big Ten title game, right? With them in Ohio State should presumably, right?
Yeah.
Would lift him definitely into the Heisman. And that would be huge, right? You're talking about
actually Diego wins tomorrow. Yeah.
No, well, Christian, let me pose this question, right? Fernando, and this, by the way, everybody, my Heisman rankings are based on odds now these days. They're based on whatever the odds are of the Heisman rankings right now at this point. I mean, because every time in the beginning of the season, it's kind of about play. Now I'm like, okay, odds. We already seen everybody play. Marcel Reed, I think, he's got injured in this game, so he was a dark horse. But Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sand both win. They play in the Big Ten title game, right? Right, correct. You got my drift here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoever plays well and wins that game wins the Heisman.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I think
you're gonna disagree with me.
I am,
okay,
because I think Fernando already won it. Fernando had his Heisman moment going into Eugene, Autzen Stadium, one of the toughest places in college football to play, and they beat a then third-ranked Oregon Ducks team, a game that nobody thought Indiana had a chance to win. That was it for me. Like, that kind of signed, sealed, and delivered it for me.
And then what about the throw?
Yeah, he did it. He literally won it there.
Yeah, what about the throw a couple weeks ago?
In Penn State?
Yeah, against Penn State. Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could say, the fact that
was a hell of a throw.
That really was. But the fact that he's put this team on his back all year long. I mean, whenever you've needed him to deliver and make a quality throw, he's done it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're a much better offense and they're a much more potent offense with Fernando Mendoza than they were with Curtis O'Rourke last year.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, the difference between both of them was the fact that Fernando had to, climb the ladder, and saying, he was already there, being at Ohio State, and had, an easier schedule to do it. I don't think that he had to throw for like 5 or 6 touchdowns a game to even get there. Fernando, came close to that and did it. And he went, as Christian said, to Eugene, went to Happy Valley, and, he went to very tough environments to, win the game.
Yeah.
Himself. I mean, Ohio State, they have probably, arguably, the best defense. So we're putting a quarterback, up on the pedestal for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been super accurate. I mean, with the football. I mean,
yes, I mean,
he's been pretty damn good since week 1 of the
not
season.
Not taking anything away from him, but still at the same time.
So yeah,
Fernando went in and put points up.
Well, I think head to head, I think, let's say Julian Sand. I mean, he has a Heisman moment against Michigan, then back to back, he outplays Fernando Mendoza. Fernando lays an egg against that Ohio State defense. Which
next 2 games, yes,
we'll see. Anyways, that's been a wrap for College Football Showdown. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast here at Prime Sports World. I am your host, Israel Rivera. There goes Christian Sister from DailyBlitz.blog. Don't forget to catch the Michigan Ohio State preview at 10 a.m. before the game. And there goes Matt James as well, daily contributor of Prime Sports World. And the last big shout out to the BGYFL 10U Silver champions, the Naperville Saints. Very proud of my team. I'm the defensive coordinator. Defense wins championships.
DC,
offense wins games. It was a total team effort. We brought home the hardware, and I couldn't be more proud of my young boys. And hopefully we can do it again next year. Like TJ says, hey, you won one, you got to do it again, right? Hopefully we get the same kids back, and we run it back next year in 11U. So that's going to be TBD. But it was a great doing the show with you guys. I was out for a month, and I'm glad to be back doing college football with you guys. And before I get out of here, guys, y'all know my motto. In case I missed you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, I ain't done it in a month. I'm gonna see if I still got the hops. Izzy just threw that thing off the backboard like T-Mac in 02 in Philadelphia at the All-Star game just for me. Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. We'll see you guys
Be
on
safe.
Tuesday.
Be smart.
You guys be safe. See you guys. Have a happy holiday. And let me tell y'all something. After Sunday, throw them damn leftovers of Thanksgiving out.
Please do.
Yes.
Please do. Please do. I devoured a plate today. Look, them joints got one more day to go inside my system.
Yep.
After tomorrow, I'm throwing all that shit away. Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Dad. Y'all sent me on with too much damn food. It's not my fault. Everybody, there was some people that did their own thing and they come to the Thanksgiving table to eat y'all food, and y'all want to give me trays of it. I'm throwing half of that shit out. All right, and y'all should too. After Sunday, that shit is not good. Okay, throw y'all Thanksgiving food out after Sunday.
It's okay. Let them shits go.
Pitchforks up.
Let them shits go. It is not Thanksgiving no more. It's December. Get ready for Christmas. All right? Get ready for Christmas.
Gentlemen, hey, pitchforks up. Go ASU.
Peace out, guys.
For the game here in 5 minutes.
Peace out, guys. See you guys later.
All right.